Hello and welcome to another update video on ADA. I'm here on the daily time frame for ADA, and I think it's important to recognize that the price continues to move in this larger sideways range. I wanted to start on the larger time frame because, it's Saturday. I think it can make sense to take a look at the bigger picture here for ADA and just to, get a good idea of what is still possible from a bullish point of view. Are we actually still in a bullish market? Is there still a chance for higher prices? I mean, what we can probably agree on is that this cycle's movements are certainly not looking in any way impulsive to the upside. And the reason is, this here, possible impulse, but even this looks more like a diagonal structure because, as I always said, this first start to the upside looked like a three-wave move up, and that is just not an impulse. So anybody who's familiar with the Elliott Wave rules knows that. But yeah, this would be rather, in one scenario, an A wave. This is our white scenario, yeah. Then we had a corrective pullback. It held a higher low. But also here, a three-wave move up can't be impulsive. There's no 4-5 pattern. So it rather looks like three waves up. I have still labeled it as an ABC structure because, or it could even be a WXY structure, but sometimes the 4-5 pattern is hidden. But what it's not a full scale impulse because, see, had ADA done this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we would have a nice and clean impulse. ADA hasn't done that. ADA spent like all year in a correction. Whether you call that more like a pullback or more like a sideways consolidation, I think both are adequate, but it still is a sideways consolidation where the price declined from the December high, 69%. So it's structurally, we might call it sideways, but it's actually quite a sharp decline. But what I can identify is a three-wave move down as well. So we're moving only in corrective patterns. There's no 5-wave move down, at least not at the moment. I would say any further downside would be really, really problematic from a bullish point of view. But I can still view this as a 3-wave move down, possibly also a WXY structure, a complex correction. So we have 3 waves up, we have 3 waves down. Well, this is one scenario. In another scenario, which is the orange one, which from a wave count point of view even works better, we're working on a so-called diagonal structure to the upside, where we could say this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2. And then, this here, as I said, is a 3-wave move. That actually fits the idea well of an A wave. 3 waves. And then this could be a B wave pullback. And next we could see a C wave up. But you see, even in the white scenario, we would get a C wave up. Which is why I wouldn't really spend too much time trying to figure out, is it the white scenario? Is it the orange scenario? Because in the end, they're very, very similar in the short term. So what's the difference anyway between them? The main difference is that in the white scenario, the larger degree assumption is that we are in a large B wave, whereas in the, which basically could top at any point. In the orange scenario, we're dealing with a diagonal pattern. These are also very questionable structures. But the market might, after forming this move up, this C wave, might form another higher low in wave 4 and another higher high in wave 5, which might even send us to $3 plus. But obviously, that is very speculative. Now, the problem with altcoin rallies or altcoin movements, structures like this is you're waiting like months and months and months for the move. And then most people will miss the move because it will happen over a period of a few weeks. And when people realize it's already gone. It's already 50, 100% move. It's already moved by then. And this is just why altcoin movements are so tricky. If the prices are not moving in clean impulses, it is really difficult to identify the starting point of the next rally because if you wait for confirmation, the chart is likely gone. Yeah. If you position yourselves in support, you might have to wait like a half a year for a move to happen, right? And then sometimes it doesn't happen. And then you're left with just money kind of in an altcoin that's not moving, and that's tricky. But that should give you the idea of the 2 wave counts that we're following here. there is a few, or there are a few parameters we need to talk about, like this descending trend line, this descending trend line. They are very relevant from a bullish point of view. They need to be broken to unlock higher prices in the region $2 plus. Yeah. The first one is coming in around 81 cents. The next one around 94 cents. Support is between 47.3 and 59.3 cents. So these need to hold to keep the upside scenario, the uptrend, the local uptrend alive. Well, first of all, we need to break above, actually. And then we have Fibonacci support between 47.3 and 59.3 cents. These levels need to hold to keep the local uptrend alive. The potential, right? I mean, we had a crash on the 10th of October, a recovery, and since then just kind of sideways consolidation. So we have these upside resistances, and on the smaller time frame you will see some more. And the 47.3 cent level is the main support I can offer here. But let's take a look at the shorter time frame. I think we're there's currently no local breakout setup as such. I mean, or at least no real confirmation that the market wants to go higher. You know, some coins look a little bit more promising. Like I looked at Virtual earlier today, published that on X, by the way, follow us there if you're interested, because yeah, we specifically looked at it on X and on Discord. But you see, we have this crash and a recovery, and since then the market seems just frozen. So I said to you over the last few days, you know, it's possible we get a broader wave 2 correction, for example. If this is a wave 1, then we might see A, B, C. However, you know, the B wave can unfold in various ways. It looks quite tortured, I have to say. To be honest, it would even look best in the white scenario, where we at least would get maybe a little, where we would go a little higher in that B wave. Why am I saying this? Because the initial move up looks a bit like 5 waves up and possibly 3 waves down. So that's actually what Virtual, I mean, Virtual even broke out, or is trying to. Virtual reached this green line. ADA hasn't reached it yet. It's 82.5 cents. That's a very important resistance. All of this here is really not so meaningful. This is micro support, micro resistance. We need to break above 71.8 cents to unlock a rally to 82.5 cents. And this is the key area that we need to break above, because this is the level where the selling volume kicked in. So, I mean, short term, you know, as long as we're holding 47.3 cents, I keep some kind of an upside scenario alive. It's kind of low confidence until we see a break above 82.5 cents. So patience, we're still here, still talk about structure. Hope you enjoyed the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, then also make sure you follow us on X for additional charts, news, updates. I'll leave a link for you guys in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.